Hey, welcome back, guys. So, this is, we're getting close to that time of the month where we are going to be jumping into Treasure Map Sugofest. For Sugofest, not for Sugofest, but for Treasure Map coming up. I think it's going to be dropping on the 8th. Could be wrong. They usually drop these Sugofest like a day or two before the actual Treasure Map comes out. With this Treasure Map being Treasure Map Luffy and Ace. They're a dual unit and they're not a dual unit. You can't swap with them, unfortunately, so it's just kind of them both there together with no swap ability, so that's a little bit sad, unfortunately, but they're actually a really good unit. But we will get into that. So we have 3 banners coming up per usual, 3 different parts. They're usually stretched out about 2 days between one another. We have Ace Akainu on part 1, it looks like. Part 2 is going to be V2 Kaido, and part 3 is going to be V3 Zoro. So make sure, if you're missing any of these, to wait until that specific part. If you are going to be not only doing Treasure Map and going decently hard into it, but if you also are missing that specific legend. And the parts we have here, the specific steps are, the first multi being 30 Rainbow Gems, number 2 being Sugofest exclusive or rate boosted character, which is a very mess step. New character, which is very nice, could be any of the 3 boosters. I guess it could also be a legend if you don't have them as well, I'd imagine, right? Or no, new character only applies to characters released during this banner. My bad. So it would be the new Onigumo, Kizaru, or Garb. Then the 4th multi, if you're going for 3, you might as well do the 4th and get that 1 Rainbow Gem multi, potentially get one of the other boosters as well. Number 5 is going to be a guaranteed red. Number 6 is going to be a copy-paste of Step 2, which is a Sugofest exclusive or a rate-boosted character. And then another new character on Multi-7, which I think is pretty decent. I kind of wish it was Step 6 instead of 7, but it is what it is. And then Multi-8 is going to be a Rainbow Gem. Multi-9 is going to be a copy-paste of Multi-number 2 and Multi-number 6. And then you get another new character if you go up to 10, and then they kind of start repeating after that. So in general, if you like to farm TM, I think it's probably best to go up to multi number 3, get one of these boosters guaranteed, and then do multi 4 for just 1 Rainbow Gem for an additional chance to get one of them, and kind of just stop. Especially, once again, with the French anniversary being just like right around the corner, and us not really knowing what it's going to be. People are speculating it'll be Legend Moria and Legend Blackbeard, who is the dual-type Blackbeard, but I actually don't think that's going to be the case. I'm actually gonna post my predictions on what it will be probably tomorrow. But until then, when it comes to TM, these are the steps for the banner. It runs until the 13th, starts on the 6th, and once again, just kind of wait until the part that has one of these 3 legends, that you're missing comes up, and then just do that part, and then start doing your pulls. So let's kind of go into what the actual units do, the 3 boosters. First, we have here Onigumo. He is a slasher powerhouse. He's quick. Let us see what he actually does. So his special, he deals 12 hits of random typeless damage to random enemies, reduces despair duration by 5 turns, pretty good, and removes blindness duration completely. So this guy is kind of a wash, actually. Minus that 5 despair duration on his special, everything else is just kind of bad, actually. I mean, blindness can be useful, depending on if the enemy has, like, a barrier. Like, let's say you need a tap timing barrier, or you have to hit perfects or greats. Especially perfects, right? And you're blinded. This could be pretty good, actually. But he only does just that despair duration by 5 turns, and then only does 12 hits of random typeless damage to random enemies. Not that great, but he's only here, really, for the boost, for the treasure map. And then we'll go to the second most important thing, will be support. They've been giving really decent supports to TM units lately to kind of incentivize players to actually pull on these banners. Besides getting them for boosters, this gives them some longevity outside of TM. Because normally when you pull a booster in TM, it's like, okay, they're going to be good for like a couple days, and then after that I'm never using them again. Well, this kind of circumvents that, right? So he will be able to be applied to Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru, the 3 admirals. Once per adventure, when an enemy afflicts you with despair, it reduces despair by 2 turns. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I wish it was like despair / bind or despair / paralysis, or even all 3, like Legend Rayleigh, but, that's a legend, and you're comparing that to you know, a TM unit. So that's pretty fair, I'll say. I don't think Akainu or any of these three have any unit that can attach to them currently that gets rid of Despair. So definitely not the worst thing you could pull, actually. Especially with versus Akainu being so popular now and a lot of people having him. This guy could be very beneficial. So let us move on to Kizaru. Really awesome looking artwork right there, by the way. Big fan of that. Just love the glow in on his shades there. The yellow glow of light looks really cool. He'll be a shooter powerhouse, so he'll be able to be boosted by versus Ace and versus Akainu, and he will be a quick type. So he cuts the current HP of one enemy by 15% and reduces paralysis and burn duration by 5 turns. That's pretty decent. That's pretty good, actually. I wish that was paralysis and something besides burn. I mean, burn can be problematic, but it's really not seen all that much. But it's not bad, though. If you are on a treasure map, boost attack of shooter and powerhouse characters by 2.25 for 1 turn. Boost attack of shooter and powerhouse characters by 1.75 times otherwise. So treasure map, he's obviously really good. Outside of that, he's okay. He's definitely not the worst unit in the game, but you're going to have other choices over him, right? So definitely going to be mostly useful for treasure map. Outside of that, we're going to have to see what his support ability does. So he attaches to Akainu and Aokiji. Once per adventure, when the supported character uses their special, reduces burn duration by 2 turns. Oh no, burn, huh? It's very rare that burn ends up actually killing you in a run, right? Because the way burn works is if you are on that final stage, you're getting burned, and you're hitting your perfects. If the enemy does not revive, and you KO the enemy, and they fly off the stage, you won't actually take the burn damage, and the quest will finish. So, unless you're like getting burned like turn 2 or like turn 3 or 4, or stage 3 or 4, and it's like really doing a number on you, this would come into play. But I don't see that really happening all that often, so not really a big fan of the support ability, but I suppose it's there if there are kind of like those really rare, rare situations where burn is actually going to kill you. Then yeah, he's pretty nice in that aspect. And then finally, we have Monkey D. Garp between Evil and Justice. He's going to be strength. He will be a powerhouse free spirit, so Akainu and Ace can both support him. Let's see, so he reduces silence and chain multiplier limit duration by 5 turns. Pretty good. If you're on a treasure map, boost the color affinity of powerhouse and free spirit characters by 2.25 for 1 turn. Boost their color affinity for powerhouse and free spirit characters by 1.75 times for 1 turn otherwise. So kind of similar to Kizaru. Reducing silence is really good though. But that does he get rid of silence on himself though? Yes, he does. Reduces silence duration on this character by 5 turns. So that actually takes him up a notch, actually. And 1.75 color affinity, while not the greatest, it seems like the average these days is about 2.25 color affinity, but that's usually on Legends. He also does have some utility, so he's actually probably the best out of the 3 in my opinion. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure he gives the highest amount of point multiplication in this upcoming TM. He might be a 2 times or 2.25 times point booster, so yeah, definitely in my opinion the best unit to pull out of the entire batch. Let's see what his support does. Sengoku and Ace, okay. Once per adventure, when an enemy inflicts you with silence, reduces silence duration by 1 turn. Not bad. I wish it were 2 or 3 turns. And boosts the color affinity of strength and quick characters by 1.2 times for 1 turn. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about 1 turn of silence reduction on X character. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really think you're going to be getting this guy for a support ability. I mean, I'm sure it probably has its uses, like really, really, really rare circumstantial use, but outside of that, I just don't see people like really investing their support medals into this guy. But his special ability is not bad, actually. It is not bad at all. Silence and chain multiplier limit duration by 5 turns is pretty good, on top of a 1.75 color boost for Powerhouse and Free Spirit, which is pretty nice. Not to mention, he probably will be the best booster when it comes to the actual TM. So definitely the one I want to get the most currently. Him, then Kizaru, and then Onigumo for me in that order. And finally, let's take a look at what we'll be farming for. This is the brand new Luffy and Ace Brothers Joint Struggle. Even though there are 2 characters on the actual artwork, they do not have a switch ability. They aren't actually a dual unit. which is unfortunate, but they're still really good. They are Free Spirit Shooter, they are Dex, and let us see what they do. So, these guys are relevant when it actually comes to their Captain ability. When they are, let's see, Limit Break Captain ability 4, is it going to tell me? Okay, so their max Limit Break ability is they boost the attack of Free Spirit and Shooter characters by 4 times if they have a matching orb. It's by 3 times otherwise. Their HP by 1.25 times, or sorry, HP by 1.2 times, and reduces damage received by 10%. So, I like these guys. They're really great for free-to-play. I mean, 4 times with the matching orb is really good. You can match them up with versus Ace, or you're going to be getting 3 beneficial orb colors, which will be Strength, Dex, and Quick anyways with him, which will enable you to get more damage out of these guys because you're going to have a lot of beneficial orbs, right? So, yeah, really digging that. You get a good amount of HP. The damage reduction's always nice. But yeah, let's see what else they do. They reduce Bind and Despair duration by 4 turns. Pretty good. They're a little bit short of that sweet spot being 5 turns usually. But it does seem that a lot of bosses as of late have been only doing like 4 turns of debuffs. So I guess it's pretty good now. Changes orb into a matching orb, so only his own orb. Boosts attack of all characters, doesn't matter what type, doesn't matter what color, by 2 times, and on top of that boosts the color affinity of Free Spirit and Shooter characters by 1.75 times for 1 turn. So that's a decently loaded special. Gives himself a beneficial orb so that they get the full multiplier out of their Captain ability. Gives you a 2 times attack and a 1.75 times color affinity boost. Reminds me a little bit of Legend Nami actually, but she does, instead of attack, she gives you a 2 times orb boost, and then a 1.75 times affinity boost on top of that. And then they have even more utility than that Legend Nami, given that they give you -4 duration on Bind and Despair, which is pretty good. We know how prevalent that those debuffs are, so that's very good. These guys are definitely like top 5 TM unit for sure. Definitely worth the grind of getting to 1 million and then just stopping if you want to. So if you don't like doing TM, I would highly recommend doing this to just get to 1 million, getting these guys, and then just, if you don't want to do any more TM, just dip set after that, call it a day, call it quits, whatever you need to do. Do they have, like, I don't think they have any support ability, do they? No, just, yeah, they do. I mean, they're not a dual unit, and as you know, dual units don't have support abilities, but since they're not a dual unit, they do have a support ability, but it's the generic add 7% base attack, HP, and RCB, and that's pretty much it. Attaches to Dex characters. I actually do believe something also very nice about them, that they have the Hunger limit break ability. Yes, they do. Level 5, boosts attack by 300 the turn after recovering 3000 HP, and reduces Hunger stack by 3 stacks. So that is really good. These guys automatically get rid of Hunger just with their potential ability. So that alone right there is definitely worth maxing them out. Just because Hunger is such a pain when it pops up. And they can just get rid of it completely just by having them on your team if their max limit broken. So that's very good. But yeah, so that will be dropping once again on the 6th, and it'll be running till the 13th. I'm hoping the TM is only like 3 to 4 days. They've been pretty decent as of late. They're not too long. But what I'm really excited about is seeing what drops after Ace and Akainu. Because on Japan, I think they ran for a full month. But I believe on the global side of things, they're only going to be running for 2 weeks. So that tells me that they're going to be putting in a new unit a lot quicker than they did on Japan. Which for us should be the upcoming V2 Magellan. But I'm going to go over that in another video, kind of doing my predictions for the French anniversary, what to expect, and what we might actually be getting instead of what is currently being predicted. But anyways, guys, that is it for the upcoming TM Sugofest. If you liked the video, please like it. If you disliked it, dislike it as well. Until next time, guys, I will catch you in the next one. See you later.